Hey guys, thought I'd try this video thing a little bit more. Might share just a minute about my truck. It's a 63 Ford unibody, and I'm not a Ford fan necessarily. My dad drove a lot of them when I was growing up. He had a couple of different 65, 66 model trucks, and I drove them as a teen. But I've never been a Ford fan. I'm a Chevy guy. But this 1 year model of truck, the unibody, I just love it. When I seen the shape of the body line on it and that type of thing years ago, I thought, well, if I ever own a Ford truck, that would be the one I would own. And this particular one my dad bought for me when we lived in Texas for a few years. It's a Texas rust-free truck, solid as the day it was built. All you had to do basically back in the 90s there, late 90s, I had the whole underneath of it sandblasted, took it off the frame, you name it. Inside the bed, inside the cab was all blasted, firewall, and all that was painted over the shop that I hung out at that had a really big booth. I have another video on my channel of some of the pictures of the work that was done to it. But anyway, it's a Camaro subframe, 75, and that subframe matched almost perfectly with the original Ford frame. I'm still running the Ford 9-inch rear end, but I got a small block Chevy and it 350 turbo transmission, and now it's got a GM tilt column. But let's see if I can turn the camera here. This is the hard part, because I can't see what I'm videoing. But my idea years ago was to lower that truck and have that body line, the body line on the bed, be level. And I think I accomplished that. The truck was lowered 14 inches all the way around from the original height. I got it as low as I could without cutting into the bed. I did see the frame in the back, flip the rear end. I'm going to put some air shocks on it. I'm down there pretty close to the bed, but I still got a couple inches of travel in there, and I figure get some bump stops put in and air shocks, and I think I'll be fine. I don't know what else to say about it. I just wanted to say that I like this body style of truck. That's why I've got a Ford, and I'm a Chevy guy, but really doesn't matter to me. I just know, like the rest of you, why people built hot rods and put Chevy motors in them. You know, it's cheaper, more abundant. Parts for many years will fit. A lot of Ford stuff's a 1 year only starter or whatever it might happen to be, and a lot more expensive. But anyway, I did what I could afford to do, and that was just take a donor motor that I had out of a truck that I was gonna sell. Rather than selling it, I just sold the body and kept the motor. That was a 91 Chevy Suburban. I drove it back and forth to work for 5 years, never let me down. And ran really good. It's got high miles on it, but didn't smoke. It had over 220,000 miles on it. Didn't smoke, you know, and plenty of power. I had to have a special intake manifold because the heads are different on that later model motor. But it's running I think a 600 Holly. And the wheels are getting ready to get changed. Ran across a hot rod guy I met, and I told him a little bit of my vision for the truck. And he said, I've got a set of rally rims I've had for years and years and years, and thinking I was going to do something with them, and I'm not going to do anything with them. So he said, I'll take the old rotten tires off of them and make you some kind of deal. So I'm going to run rallies on there, and just center cap, no trim ring. May change my mind later. Might think a thin trim ring would look good, but probably not. Probably just run a center cap and that's it. I guess that's all. Trying to condense this down, keep it quick and not so boring. I think that's all I'm going to say. Thanks again for everything. Appreciate everyone subbing and making comments. And I'm glad I can be friends equally with the Ford guys as the Chevy guys. I'm out here on my own more or less. I know guys, but one of those guys that just don't have guys coming over and hanging out, you know. So appreciate the communication and friendships out there. We'll see you.